it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today for another one card at a time and more. And this is my card, the and more. You will have to go over to my website to see because it's quite large and I can't actually get it to fit under here and be seen properly. So it's there to be seen. You will have had a sneak peek on the thumbnail of the video, but maybe not. Anyhow, so this is the card I'm going to be making. It is actually using the Birthday Bonanza stamp designer series paper and the Bonanza Buddies stamp set. I have been using this for a team event that we had at the weekend, and this was one of the cards I made to show that it didn't have to just be kind of cutesy with lions and koalas and toucans. So this is my Bonanza without the buddies, I guess. So I'm going to show you how I made it. It's relatively easy. The most technical bit is actually the stamping, which is this, because I've heat embossed it, but I've done a double layer of heat embossing. So let me grab the stamp set because it's quite useful to have that there as a shelf, if you like. I've got a piece of thick whisper white that is cut at 1 inch wide, and it's roughly 3.5 inches long. I'm going to add some embossing buddy, just so that we only get ink where we want it. And then I'm going to ink up my happy birthday and stamp. And then remember that I need my black embossing powder, which is here. It's easy, it's fine, I've got it. And just remove this. Now I know that it lined up against this line here, so I'm reasonably confident that I'm going to get it back in the same place. As ever, dabble it in my embossing powder at least twice, and you can see where I didn't put embossing buddy. That bit will actually be both covered up and quite a lot of it cut off, so I'm not too worried. Then grab my trusty cheese board, and a rubber will actually do quite nicely on that. Move that out of the way so I don't blow embossing powder everywhere. Now I'm going to make noise, so while I'm making noise, do remember to subscribe. That's the bottom right hand corner of the screen. I'm trying to get to 9,000 subscribers. Or am I saying 8,000 subscribers? I need about another 70 to get there. So yes, just blast this. There we go, so that's one layer done. Now I need to kind of leave that for a little bit to cool down, so we'll waft that for a while. So yes, I'm trying to get to 8,000 subscribers, and I am at 8,900 and something at the moment. So any help would be gratefully received. Right, so that is back in the right place. I will put a little bit more embossing buddy over the top. Re-ink my stamp and blow to get any excess embossing buddy off. Stamp again and just remove all of that because we won't need that anymore. Swap that for my embossing powder. Dabble again. And flick, and grab cheese board and heat tool, and have another blast. I put a slight shadow, but I'm going to live with it. basically I overstamped. I pressed too hard on the second stamp, but you can see it's lovely and glossy and shiny. Right, okay, don't need that there anymore. I'm just going to bring in my sand eraser and get rid of some of the smudge, and then we can stick something over anything that's left. But these mono erasers are fantastic. So that's that. Right, I need to punch this with the triple banner punch and just pop it in, punch, and I have already prepared 2 more in thick Whisper White, and I'm going to layer them up so that it's a really solid, nice, deep piece. So just pop some glue on the back. Just going to make sure I get towards those points. As I say, I may trim it down a bit. I'll see what it looks like when we are done. And the positioning on the final card. So that will pop to one side whilst it sets, and we can make the card. So I've got a piece of terracotta tile. It's one of the colours in the paper, and this is my usual 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and I've taken a circle out of the middle of it using the not largest but the next from largest of the layering circle dies. And then actually, before I pop that on, I am going to actually no, I can sneak it underneath. Right, don't you like it when I'm being decisive about things? So I'm going to add some glue on the sides and round the opening of the circle. I'm going to leave a bit of a gap at the bottom of the paper because I want some gold glimmer paper to go in there. Now I've cut this slightly wider than I cut on the original because the original was narrower and it's irritating me. So I'm cutting this the full width, which I'm hoping will irritate me less. Turn that over and press. And then this piece, the circle, I'm going to pop into the middle. And we know it's going to fit because it's come from the middle. So let me just pop that in there. And it's just so there's something a little bit different in the middle. And there we go. Okay, I have got some glimmer paper that I've cut so that it's too wide, but I've popped 1/4 inch tear and tape on the back. Or I should say I've cut it at a quarter of an inch so I can put tear and tape on the back. Let me bring a silicone mat in so that I don't stick myself to my grid paper. So this is going to sneak in underneath, and I want it so that there is not too much showing. Oops, it's gone down too soon. Let me pull that up again. Oh, oh, oh. Don't you love that I don't edit my videos? There are moments when I wish I did. That might be one of them. Okay, there we go. And then I'll squeeze some of this underneath just to stick body and soul together again. And keep it all flat, and we'll press that underneath a heavy block in a moment. And then this side, having learnt the error of my ways, like me, because I just want this tiny little bit, so I'm going to bend my card a bit more, I think. A horrible feeling someone's just arrived to do the gas fire service, and I'm hoping they will ring the doorbell and not expect me to let them in, because my husband is looking after them. We had the water softener engineer out this morning because we've had a problem with that, and I'm hoping that he will look after the gas fire engineer. And happily they are at the front door. Right, okay, so let me grab my sticky pair of snips. I just got this piece to these scissors are used for sticky stuff, so that I know that the other ones aren't. So let me do it from the right side, as in the wrong side. It's much easier to get a straight cut if you do it from behind. So there we go. So that's that. And as I say, I will pop, I'll just grab a block and pop that top and bottom while I do the inside and finish off the other pieces. So the inside, I'm going to stamp the balloons. So I've got the balloon strings, and there's 3 on one stamp. Actually, I'll do it this way up, it might be a bit easier. And then I'm just going to pop those down there and pop my memento back where it came from, and grab a scrap of paper, because one of the balloons will probably end up going off the edge. I'm going to start with my terracotta tile, and that's going to go in the middle because we've got 3 balloons, so I want my terracotta one there, tile one there. Close that, clean my stamp, and then I'm going to do Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay for the other 2, and I am not going to clean my stamp in between because I'm going to start with Coastal Cabana and just pop that there. I don't mind that it's overlapping a wee bit because that's how it is in the pattern paper. And then Bermuda Bay, and I stamped this off because I didn't want the line, because that would have carried over onto this stamp, and because that happened because I didn't, you can see there's a gap, so it's as simple as that. Right, so that's for the inside of my card. Now let's finish the outside of my card. So I've got my happy birthday, which I think I probably do want to trim down a wee bit. So I'll be brave. I can always trim it again when I've stuck it on. That actually looks remarkably straight. Okay, this I want with ribbon round the 2 sides. So I have cut a piece of the linen and terracotta tile ribbon. I say I have cut it. I have, oh yes, it was upside down, couldn't see it. So what I'm going to do is just cut it down the middle. This is far too long, but that's fine. So cut it down the middle, and then grab my tear and tape and pop a piece there. Get my sticky scissors and then a piece on the other side. And then peel the edge of the paper off, and all I need to do is run the ribbon so that it's just peeking out underneath the banner, and then with my non-sticky scissors trim that. And knowing my luck, that is not going to be long enough for the other side. Nope, too short. So get the other piece of ribbon and remove that paper, and I'll go a little bit long so I can trim back, and then just oop. we go. And then trim that. There. And the end. Get that bit so it's not going to poke out. And I'll take another piece of tear and tape and just pop that down the middle, and we can use that to adhere the piece to our card. Oops. Let me just pop that there. And then I've got another piece of glimmer paper which I'm going to stick down so that it's kind of underneath, but again I want it not the full length. Actually, I might go the full length this time. So this will settle back. So let me just remove this. And just hold it kind of where it's going to be, which is going to be there. And then, yeah. So I need about 3/4 of an inch coming off the edge. You can see this is, you know, just go with what seems right. And I don't necessarily want it central. In fact, not in the middle is better than not quite in the middle. So that's that. Pop this down on top. Trim the back. And there we've got that piece, which I will add to my Coastal Cabana card blank. Don't need that. So this is just a half sheet cut long and thin, scored in the middle, and we can then stick the front to the front and the liner to the inside, and then just finish the card off. So do remember, as I say, if you don't already subscribe, I would be thrilled if you would. If you're in the UK and would like Stampin' Up products, you can shop with me. There's a link in the description bar of the video, or you can hop over to my website where there will be more photos of the card, more information, and a shop link. And of course there's also the joining link, which during Celebration is the best time to join. And you can join my team if you are in the Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany, or of course the UK. And it's £99 to join, free postage and packing. You get £130 of product of your choice, plus a stamp set free, your choice. Just find the most expensive one you can that you want, and that would be a perfect one to choose. And then you get the mini trimmer and the 6x6 designer series paper sample pack. And I've got out somewhere, oh there they are. I just want to add some of the in colour faceted gems, so I'll just use my sticky scissors. So yes, you can choose any stamp set you want that isn't a host set or a Celebration set. As a free item, you also get the trimmer and the designer series paper. And if you're in Europe, it's €129, and you get €179 of product of your choice. And again, it's free postage and packing and all that good stuff. So why not join? It is the best deal in the catalogue. So there we go. Those are our two cards. I will squish, as I say, squish these down so that they are flat again. And as you can see, this one has a little frame all the way around, and this one is square on. I think I prefer the one that's square on. This is shorter, this is longer. It's horses for courses, and they both have their liners nicely stamped. As I say, go and have a look at my website, which is linked below, and you will see pictures of the cake that I made for team training this last weekend, and it is very cute. So do go and have a look at that. Let me know if you've got any questions or comments by leaving those in the comments below in the description bar, and I will get back to you in the next week or so. Thank you very much indeed for joining, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.